more to show you fine. Girl, I like to make you mine. And I no feel sleep, I no feel eat. Now you in my mind.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ziluto Matyolo, your co-host from M_. Joining me today are my co-host, Mbali Yawe. Hi, Mbali.
Hi.
Anelile Gibixego.
Hey, everybody.
Wendy Parkis.
Hello, hello, hello.
And Iviwe Jacobs.
Hello, guys.
Okay, so today we're just going to jump into it. This is a more warmer conversation, literally just going to be like a Twitter conversation of some nature. So today we're discussing soft life. And for everyone wondering what soft life is, it is a life typified or filled with ease and comfort without requiring any unpleasant experiences or hardship. So why are we discussing this topic out of everything we could possibly discuss? Soft life has been a trending topic on Twitter lately. It's been something everyone's just, taken up by. Some of you might know it as rich aunt aesthetics, which doesn't really kind of include everyone. But I mean, soft life kind of includes everyone. This is just basically us as Black people, and I'm relating it to Black people. Getting comfortable with being used to getting comfortable with luxuries in life, and teaching our children in the future that you don't really have to struggle for everything. Actually, us teaching each other that we deserve a life of comfort and that luxuries are normal in the life that we're aspiring to live. And so, yeah, that's what I'm trying to get us to all understand. This is not us competing with one another, nor are we trying to give or put pressures on people who can't afford these luxuries. Soft life entails anything. You can be living this type of life with your own budget. You know what I mean? Someone was even saying on Twitter the other day that it's two different scenarios. You could go buy JC LaRue with your lost cent, and the other one could go buy Verve. That is still choosing to give yourself the luxuries you deserve. So ladies, what I want to understand or want to get from you is, what do you think soft life is? And do you necessarily think it is us applying unnecessary pressures on what we're supposed to achieve in life? Yeah. So what's your take on the soft life thing?
I'm all for soft life. Like, guys, woo, people have struggled before us, okay? It's okay to enjoy the perks of freedom. It's okay to enjoy the perks of luxury. Especially since life is really difficult, right? And I see it as a thing of like self-care. I think like living a soft life is a self-care thing. And if you look at the things, it's actually really just basic things. Hey, it's not even going to Louis Vuitton, for some expensive bag. It's actually just things like taking some interest in your skin, self-care Sundays are a thing, going to a spa, all of those things. And I really do believe life is difficult. Therefore, if there are moments of relief, right, absolutely take them. And if you don't choose a hard life, I feel like that's your choice. That's the freedom that we have. I don't know why people want to guilt trip the rich aunt aesthetic. I don't know. I suppose in society it always ends up being a thing of jealousy or a thing of why aren't you humble, or all of those things. And it really just taints a very simple concept of, I love my life. I want to protect it. And I'm not a bogodo, I'm not a stone. I'm fragile. I deserve love. I deserve comfort. I deserve care. If I've worked hard for it, especially, then it's even a prerequisite. It's not just a by the way thing. If I could, the soft life would be me. I would be it. I would have a bottle of something on ice all the time, and just
damn.
Yeah, I don't know why people always want to make things negative. How now self-love is negative.
Wendy, what's your take on this?
I mean, I could be getting it completely wrong in my understanding of what soft life is, but I'm looking at soft life as opposed to hard life. And if I look at, for example, for Black people, How many of our people are living a very hard life? How many of our people have daily struggles that we sometimes cannot even comprehend? So if I could choose for a community of young Black people, a hard life for you or a soft life, I will always wish a soft life on anyone, because being in a situation where you've seen the struggle and you've seen people walking miles and miles to get somewhere, you've seen people go without. I understand if someone says, listen, I have worked hard. There are certain things that I would have wanted to explore, but because of financial reasons, I couldn't. So one day I want to take a trip somewhere. I want to, for some people, even going to the spa is the height of luxury. And for me, that's also sad, because it's like, why do our people naturally always have to be the ones living the hard life? So if I would want to impose a soft life on someone, and I'd want to wish it on someone, I definitely would. Why would you want someone or yourself to live a hard life? I'm not saying, I wouldn't live it at the expense of like not paying my rent or living a soft life. Like, I want to be responsible with it.
Yeah, please.
Like, be responsible with it, you know. But yeah, I don't see anything wrong. And I didn't even know that there was controversies around soft life, if there are any. I don't, from face value, I feel like it's just saying it's okay to enjoy the luxury. You don't always have to be guilted into buying things and doing things you don't want to do because you want to seem like I'm the rock of the family. There's things I can't do. No, it's okay for you. If you want to go to the spa, go to the spa. If you want to take a girls trip, take a girls trip. If you've always wanted to go to Paris and you've worked for years and years and years, go with your friends to Paris. Why must I guilt you? You know what I mean? So I would wish a soft life on all of my people, like, in all honesty.
Well, that's a nice,
I mean,
I think that's how everyone's interpreting it.
I keep thinking about Somizi and Uwamamkize. Umamkize, not Uwamamkize. And they are large displays of just indulgent opulence, right? And I don't know if that's I remember there was controversy around that. Hey?
Is that considered soft life? Like uber soft life? Because I feel like there must be levels to this.
Yeah, there's definitely levels to this soft life thing. I think that it is considered soft life. I mean, it's not every day. Not everyone can just pop a bottle whenever they feel like it. Nor is it everyone that can just eat caviar whenever they feel like it. I mean, the fact that they're living that lavishly and they're so open about it. I mean, I think that's what spiked the us aspiring to suddenly start wanting to live this life. Because I mean, we've noticed that we'll end up working for the rest of our lives and we won't experience our youth. We won't experience the luxuries that come with the youth. And I mean, I think, they one of the first, especially Mamkiza, is one of the first people to actually show us that people are living out here. But let's quickly get Iviwa Jacobs' take on this. Iviwa, what's your take on the soft life?
Okay, can I just talk about what I think you asked something along the lines of sorry. You asked something about being judged. Didn't you say something with regards to that? About
being judged? I said, well, there was a bit of a I don't know what to call it, but a debate on Twitter where people were discussing the fact that it's as if this new soft life aesthetic is putting pressure on people who can't necessarily afford the lifestyle. So that's what I want to find out. Do you think that is realistic? Do you think such a thing could exist?
I think initially it was introduced to people. So well, I'm trying to figure out a correct way to like put it together. But I think in a way, even look at the soft life, the term was like introduced to us so that people could feel comfortable with their lives. But then at the same time, I feel like a lot of people, they're going to be very judgmental, especially now. If I'm going to post on Instagram, they post their EJCM, and then I'm going to comment, and then some other people, they're going to feel some type of way about the soft life. So I always feel like Abantu, they always have something to say with regards to that. And in essence, soft life way too. I think it's just what you make out of it. I don't have to follow your term. It's what I can afford and what I think is soft.
Well, that's a very nice take, especially considering you're highlighting the fact that people are going to have even if it was just hardship, you get some people that compete on hardship. It's like I work harder than anyone could ever work. And that is the reality. And you're right on the topic of, you could show off your soft life and someone else could be like, this is nothing. Or someone else could be like, you're doing too much and stuff like that. So yeah, regardless, it is a very tricky topic. I don't think we should be judging one another for enjoying luxuries. I think that is the weirdest thing, to not expect people to be happy. But yeah, we live in a very weird society where we have to kind of force our own happiness on other people. But yes, Mbali, let's quickly take your take on this. Let's get your take on this, rather. So we can quickly move on to something else I want to ask you ladies.
Like everyone has covered the whole topic, but I want to comment on Umamkize. Now, I feel happy every time Umamkize are posted because I followed that lady since her show, and she explained how she got there. She explained how she used to live and yonke lando. Like Umamkize usuka from difficult things, from divorces, ugly divorces, her being broke, bankrupt, and she worked her way up to Lindale, Ashalakoye. So for me, Mom Kizaka, she's my spirit animal. Like that one, she's okay.
And alongside her, there are people, hey. Alongside her, there are so many people, especially
right.
I'm just trying to think of a person that I know for a fact. Most of the celebrities we have come from really bad backgrounds and stuff like that. So I really don't judge them for living it up while they can, because tomorrow's not promised. Imagine because abantu bazothi that is just too much admin for me.
There's also it's weird because when Afutama celebrities always come out about how they are forced to display their opulence and how they have to perform this life. I mean, every real interview that you have, there's always around artists being broke, artists being scammed, artists being taken for a ride and stuff. And yet they don't have to, they sort of do it to themselves. I mean, I understand you being broke and stuff, but I mean, Ubonanje, for example, and my queen will never be broke, no ways. But looking at the life that she lives, and her house and all of that, she doesn't have to display it. We sort of see it. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. A lot of people display it, like taking photos of bottles, it almost becomes tacky. And that is a very classist comment of me to say, right? It's very classist because of the whole old rich, new rich predicament. Like if you remember in Titanic, Rose was new rich or something. There was a lady who was new rich, so she has the money, but she's not opulent. She's not wealthy. There's also a lot of that in this soft life thing. And I think people are always trying to show too much that they are in the old rich or the wealthy category instead of the now money, new rich. And it's just, you see, so now it's not even about the items of clothing. It's about a whole social understanding. It's about a classist standing, it's probably like a hierarchy within show business and things like that. And I think when it filters down to us ordinary citizens, like it manifests itself in toxic ways, right? So people are now starting to discrone, discongrat, for example, our local MCCs, which are amazing and will always opt for the international brands, your Moe and your Verves and stuff. And it's because people want, it's not just about the value of the item, it's also the perceived class question that you want to fall into. Like if you have a lot of money, you won't go to a car wash, but you'll go to a yacht, for example, because that's what old rich people do. And I think there's a lot of this displaying of toxic. There's also a toxic element to the soft life, especially when it's not real. This is probably a forced soft life. I just thought of that when
Yeah,
you said celebrities, because they are the number one custodians of an artificial soft life.
yeah, I completely understand. I think one of the things I picked up with what you bring, a very, like, you're bringing actually a proper debate to the thing, because we're now getting to tackle why people would feel as if this is just applying unnecessary pressures, because I think that's where it comes from, the whole new money and old money type of argument that's been on Twitter as well a few weeks ago before soft life started trending. But I think what this aesthetic is trying to do, and I'm going to have to call it an aesthetic, what it's trying to do is remove the idea of classism. I don't know if I'm making sense, or that's how at least I'm trying to interpret it, because it's trying to say, listen, let's all enjoy life. Let us all try to give ourselves the best of life. Because I remember it's the first post I saw started with little girls, two black girls who were on a spa date with their mom, and someone commented, like, why would you waste so much money on taking like these girls to the spa date? They're not going to remember it when they grow up. You know what I mean? Someone said, replied back and said that you guys need to teach your children these little luxuries at a young age, so that they grow up knowing these things, like unlike things, and that it's nothing new to them when they get to ages, you know, like these ages of trying to how do I use a better term? Like, who's where, like, is in, like, you're not excited. These things don't excite you when you get to a certain age.
Oh, yes.
You know what I mean? You haven't experienced so much hardship, even in your hardship. And we're not saying that soft life means that you are not in touch with reality. Reality is that there are hardships, but it means spoiling yourself in the midst of all of that and trying to create a life of comfort, not a life of kind of slaving away constantly. And what I wanted to then ask is, I noticed a bad attachment, like a bad connotation was attached to this thing only when black women were kind of speaking up on, hey, providing myself with this soft life. Someone even said, how do you guys have iPhone 11s and you don't work? Don't know how that's relevant, because it's not your goddamn business. But
someone even asking,
yeah,
someone even asking, how do you guys have iPhone 11s and you still stay with your parents? Like,
what exactly? Then it's my parents, obviously.
I can't live in an iPhone. That's why. I don't get it. How does it come together?
It's always just like these little things. It's these little things where they try to kind of push us down and make us not enjoy the nice things in life. And if we do enjoy them, they say we got them from, I don't know, random men. I don't know where they think we get this stuff. That is seemingly, it shocks them. Even on Twitter, the other day, there was like woman just posting Mercedes. They just all got Mercedes, and it was amazing to watch, because most of the captions were to a soft life, and men were like, yeah, you guys are acting like you bought these things, but we know, like, I just want to understand, how does it make you feel as black woman or woman of color, where you live in a society where whenever you try to be happy, whenever you just try to even push a smile, someone's like, don't smile too hard, because we know you didn't earn, you don't deserve to be this happy.
Sure.
Am I gonna have to pick someone?
That's so true. That's so true. And I was thinking of that, and I love that the example you used of the two little girls at the spa. It reminded me of when my sister and I were growing up. And I mean, we didn't have like the softest life. We had struggles. But the one thing my mom always said to us is, whenever we can go to a restaurant, I'm going to take you guys to restaurants, because I don't want some man to come and make you think being treated to a restaurant is some opulent experience, therefore you owe him something. She was like, what I can expose you girls to, I will. Because I don't want you guys to grow up thinking certain things are luxury. So when someone else brings it to you, then you owe them, you know? So I love that example. And I was also thinking, it's so funny how, especially, I know it's a South African thing, and this is purely my assumption. I saw that post of all of the girls posting their cars. Then at the exact same day, Taraji P. Henson was throwing herself a birthday party on a yacht that she bought, that she hired for herself. She paid for everything on the yacht. Her friends were completely catered for. A South African girl does that. There will be so many comments. Where'd you get that yacht from? How did you report to? How? Why is it different from her? Yes, she's a movie star, so we kind of know where her money comes from, but that's none of our business. These girls could be doctors, lawyers, their parents would get it for them, whatever. A white girl posts a Mercedes, no one's going to ask where she got it from. So it's like, maybe we should be dealing with our own mindsets where we think that as Black people, we don't deserve nice things. And the reason why I buy on to the soft life, and I've only recently heard about it, I won't even lie, is because in my mind, it says to me, Black girl, you deserve nice things. Black girl, it's okay for you to have a good life. It's okay for you to spoil yourself once in a while. You don't owe anyone a struggle. Yes, we understand that as a Black woman, as a Black man, you are going through things. As Black people, we are going through a lot. So every now and then, if you and your friends want to get onto a yacht and go party up a storm, man, I'm going to say, girl, thank you. Then I can show my kid that, girl, now one day you'll be out here on a yacht. You know, so for me, it's more aspirational. I don't understand the competitive bringing her down thing. And that's what I'm trying to understand, is why is there a negative connotation if there is one?
See, Wendy, you remember when Asanko Mulu Mr. Tangandon, we were talking about girl code, and I think girl code, and we talked about jealousy being rooted at home and all of that. And you know, mostly Black history is that we struggled and we watched our parents struggle, our parents watched their parents struggle. So la jealousy and la struggle lando was a tag from when, and then we impose it on someone else. But if you were swimsuit, God blessed or whatever, I don't know, because we darling, you don't know about if you were saved and starved herself for like years in order for her to get a capital of some sort to order material or whatever. So we just see can read, but yeah, there are a lot of paid people around.
We need a mindset shift. We have to be, yes, we live in freedom, but maybe our minds need to be set free as well. Where in our mindsets, we understand it's okay for you as a Black person to live a life of luxury and opulence. Yes, if you feel that someone's showing off, okay, leave them in their corner to show off. If you want to look at someone who's living opulently and you say, one day I want to aspire to this. And I mean, obviously there is a difference between grandiosity and showing opulence. I completely get it. So then you decide that I'd rather have my mindset on Usumizi, I'm seeing him driving all these amazing cars. One day when whatever, my first car, I'm going to enjoy it the way he's enjoying his cars. Because for me, this is my soft life and I will enjoy this. And if someone else comes and brings you down, I'm sorry, that is a problem on you. And I don't have to pick up your baggage. You can put it down, but I don't have to pick it up. So I never ever even entertain such conversations. And I don't think people should. You did your thing, girl. Power to you. Go to Paris, go to Dubai, like buy that Louis Vuitton, buy South African brands, whatever you want to do it and don't feel guilty.
Any other takes?
Well, we're a community built on guilt. We're a community built on staying humble. And if you are grandiose or whatever, you know, your things will be snatched from you. You know, there's that tokoloshe that comes and takes your things if you gloat, you know. And I think that is a fundamental part of how we got here. And I do think being colonized has done a lot to our mental psyche over the centuries and decades and lifetimes of constantly being less than, constantly being not enough, constantly just being a shadow in a country, you know. So I do think money is new to a lot of us, and we are probably the generation of nice life problems. And even that thing of saying to someone, hey, you have nice life problems, it's not rooted in a good place. It's not coming from a good place. It's because you wish it was you who had these problems. Now you're making someone else guilty because these are their only problems. And the reality is, the people we idolize, if everyone could have a video, and it's something I'd really like, you know, to chat about, of how they make their first million, it'd be like earth-shattering, because money is worked hard for, right? And Like for example, Umusam Sele that Utando no
Oh,
Nestembo
yes.
guy.
Yes.
Yeah, when he speaks about his first business, he was selling food for 35 rand. KZN, him and his wives. I think his first two wives. So now you come now at day 10 to judge people for living for swiping across 25,000. Do you realize what they used to eat their own leftovers, whatever was left from the taxi rank at some point at day one, you know? And I hate the fact that money has become so shallow or perceived so shallow as if all of us can get it. There are lots of South Africans who will never get out of poverty. They will never. It's structural and institutional for them, you know. And I don't believe that they can't have a soft life. Even at that level, there are comforts that you can get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, since we've covered what soft life is, and Anelile gave us a very different approach as to, you know what, you can't really judge a person from what you're seeing now because you don't know the hardships that were attached to the life that they were living in the past. And with that said, there's one other thing that I've always wanted to kind of bring up, and it's that with the life of hardship, right? And everyone knows that we're very familiar with this type of thing, whereby we're very used to struggling. Our parents are very used to struggling, and they try to make means of putting things on the table whenever they can. And, you know, Asifuni, like, we don't want to live the same life in the future because we're so used to living a life of hardship, and we've been taught that everything comes at a sacrifice, and you can't live like this because you have to go through this before you can do that. Like, starve yourself before you can enjoy the luxuries. I just want to get a feel of what you ladies are currently living and what you aspire to live. I know most of you will tell me that you want the soft life, you want the nice things in life. Obviously, we all do. But with this thing, do you think soft life kind of kicks out the idea of work hard, or do you think it's just a matter of, I don't know, some people believe that soft life says, don't work hard at all, you know what I mean? Enjoy life now. And they think that that's what we're promoting with the whole aesthetic. And I want to know how you guys feel about it. Do you think it's kind of telling people to not work as hard, or do you think it's kind of encouraging you to work harder so you can enjoy the luxuries that you really want to enjoy in the future?
Personally, for me, let me just adjust. Okay, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Personally, for me, I think in order for a person to live a soft life, you need to first start with working hard so that you can live comfortably. That's my take. I don't necessarily think that if you didn't work hard for whatever you have, it's going to be as easy to live a soft layout and to live the soft life that you want. Should I also go ahead and say about what kind of life I want? For me, a soft life would be, guys, it would necessarily mean sleeping whilst I'm making money. I think that would be soft life for me. Yeah.
Okay, to add on what
I'm just gonna hand it. Yes.
So to add on what Iviwe said, like, this is one of the reasons why I'm trying to lay low on social media, because it's not really a place of, you know, comfort for me or no stress reliever. It's because soft life doesn't mean that it's all luxury and all of that, as we said. Soft life means for me is that work hard so that, you know, in the future you can live the soft life, better life that your parents lived, that your grandparents lived, that whoever in your life, whatever lived. I mean,
Sorry, and also living at your own expenses, like not living at the expenses of
Eva,
so that's why we have to work hard.
Oh my gosh, like, I want to live the type of life where I just, you know, wake up tomorrow, I'm like, oh, I feel like going out for breakfast, dinner, and lunch, and then this coupe, or you be like, oh, be my own boss, you know, don't have a 9 to 5 job. You know, I have people who will be working a 9 to 5 for me. You know, people will be making money for them and for me. You know, that's a soft life. You know, like a life that you don't even worry about expenses. Like if you get debit order after every month, oh, okay, I still got change, and the change can be changing. I mean, like a 10 rand or 100 rand. Talking about a 500,000 change, you know, or a million that took like you, man, oh, it's 18 million. Oh my gosh, just take it, guys, you know, donate it, build a school or something, do good about it. And well, that's the type of soft life that, you know, I aspire to have.
But okay. For me, I definitely want to be in a position to give my son 1,000,000 rand. Okay. He must just give me a proposal, you know. Ukuthi iyaphi izothini, izobuya kanjani. But in reality, and that is my future reality. But right now, I want to live a life of significance. I think that's very important to me as an individual. So my sort of goals are not really inclined around material soft life goals. So it's a difficult question to answer because I don't aspire to, you know, verve in that. I mean, I drink Hunter's Gold, honorable mention. I'll never not be able to afford a 6-pack of my best drink, you know, but I do believe that I want to live a life of significance. So maybe in that context, the soft life would be being able to travel, you know, to give speeches for TED Talks, being able to not worry about the capital for the things that I want to build, you know, being not having a lot of networks, you know, coupled with capital that will enable me to live the life of significance, because I feel like I'm a global brand and people need to know, you know, about us and need to know about me and the things I believe in. So those are the soft life goals that are sort of attached to my purpose in life. That even when I do get to, I don't know, go to Iraq, Iran, whatever, but book the best hotel there, you know, be able to provide security and comfort for me when I'm doing these uncomfortable life purpose goals that I have. Lastly, I don't think it's bad to use other people's money. You know, money is a currency. It's to be utilized. And if you want to give me money, give me. Like whatever. There's novelty in making your own money, but at the end of the day, it is still just money. And if along the way I get an encouraging bank deposit, you know, to fulfill the purpose, sure. I'm not going to say no. I'm not going to say no.
Sorry, I wasn't saying that it's bad. I'm just saying that I don't ever want to rely on anyone. Yeah.
No one wants to be a dependent, definitely. Yeah. Because when you're a dependent, then it's transactional. Then it's, you know, there's other connotations. No, we agree on that. So yeah. Yes.
Okay, so mine,
can't wait.
Mine. Sorry. So mine is a merge, a little bit of what Anelile said and a little bit of what Umbali said, where for me, an ideal soft life for me in my current state is one where I have generational impact, where it's not a big thing for me to see people in a grocery store, some old couple counting their cents, trying to understand, do we take eggs or do we take polony or do we take bread? And for me to easily go, listen, get whatever you want to get from the grocery store, it's on me. For me, that's what I understand as a soft life, where I don't have to worry about my own pockets. I don't have to worry about my own pockets. I can easily give to everyone, because I believe my legacy, the reason why I'm here, my purpose is to be a blessing to others. So if I'm so worried about my own, how am I going to feed myself, then I won't be able to feed someone else. So I want that generational impact, generational wealth, where I honestly am not worrying about how am I going to feed myself? Because I understand there's so many more people that I would like to uplift, and so many more children that I want to see having these conversations. So many children that I see in townships who I'm like, you don't need to be where you are, and I don't want to see you where you are, and I want to do something. All of you get in my car, let's live a happy life. And I know that's kidnapping, but it's literally kidnapping. But like in theory, like if I could live in a world where I leave the earth and there aren't as many shacks as there are, and every single day I'm building someone a house and they're out of their shack, for me, that's my version of a soft life, making other people's lives softer for me.
Well, I think I agree with everyone, with everything they're saying. I think for me, it's a bit different. I don't necessarily have a vision of exactly where it's going to end or how I see it in the next few years. But, you know, I can only imagine it's a life of comfort where I never have to worry about like the things that I'm worrying about right now. You know what I mean? I'll never have to worry about, I'll never have to think twice. You know what I mean? If I want it, I buy it. It's simple. And that's the type of life I want to live. I literally want to live if I want it, I buy it type of life. But what I've learned with this topic, and just to kind of close it up, considering we've touched on it more than anyone else could ever discuss, soft life. I think what we've learned from it is that we shouldn't really judge people for where they are now, because we really don't understand where they started. Anelile made some really good examples of people who've had really tough beginnings, and you know, you can't really say, hey, you're spending 25K on groceries. They probably spent less than they could ever afford before that and stuff like that. I also want to kind of highlight that we're not encouraging any pressures on anyone, and we're not saying, you know, live out of your means, but we're trying to encourage you to just take a break sometimes and enjoy the little things in life that make you happy. And I mean, soft life can be just buying yourself an ice cream or whatever you want it to be, as long as you're taking care of yourself and taking time to breathe. With everything that you're already working on, you just do need some time to breathe. It's taking care of yourself, self-love, and that's what we're getting out of the topic today. So thank you very much for your inputs, ladies, and thank you so much to just the tweets that I saw, like kind of giving us the topic. And yeah, I really wish a soft life on everyone. I think I don't wish struggle even on my worst enemies. I really want us to live comfortably. I really want us to all, you know, they say we can't all be millionaires, but if someone else is a billionaire and a trillionaire, then we can all be millionaires. And that's all I want to kind of share with you guys, that even if they say it's difficult and it's impossible, I really think we're going to make it. And I really think we should start enjoying life and the little things that come with it. Let's not work excessively hard. Yeah.
For the announcements, I want to start with our women crush. I recently found a lady, and this lady is a female DJ from Namibia. I don't know much about her. The only thing that I know about her is Instagram handle yake is alba_nalo_DJ. And the reason why I chose her, in today's time, whatever you may call it, we don't really celebrate our female DJs. And when I saw her aura, when I started paging through her page, it reminded me about DJ Zinke or Lerato Khanyago, like people, did I say her surname right? Okay, but anyways, you see, so yeah, that's the woman crush, because big ups to female DJs, and not a lot of people celebrate them. So yes. And also our announcements for the girls to Anelile. Vote for her for Sebenza Women Champion Awards by SMSing Anelile to 444-344. Everyone doesn't hang on. Guys, I'm good.
Good. I love it.
So
yeah. We have 1 month left.
Oh yeah, we have 1 month left. So SMS to 44344. And last but not least, our host, Miss Ivy, not Aviwe. This is how she presents it. Yes, honey. So she is going to launch a new collection for her swimsuit. So let's just help her spread the word, help her get 500 followers in order for her to, to see the nice goodies. So yes, you can get her page on Instagram. I'll put everything as a link so you can just easy click, and you can subscribe in order for you to get a notification on your phone. You know how today is. So you can go to www.shopiv.co.za. I'll also put everything on the comment section. Yes, and
Yay!
you have bottles. Oh,
Hey!
let us plunge that
A
seed.
branded babe.
Yes.
Gosh.
All right. And yeah, guys, thank you so much for the support. Thank you for the encouraging messages. We all appreciate it. And don't forget to follow us on our social medias. Like, subscribe, share, inspire, be inspired. And yes, guys. Love you. Bye.
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 Bye.